Oh man, I am definitely gonna need a Fresca after that mind-blowing season finale of The Boys. What, too soon? Things wrapped up in expectedly bloody fashion for our favorite soup-hunting vigilantes, and now we're in for an excruciatingly long wait for Season 3. Alright, here's your big spoiler warning for The Boys Season 2 finale. So if you haven't seen it yet, what are you waiting for? Now we're left wondering what Season 3 is going to look like. As well as things wrapped up in this finale and ended with most of the boys enjoying a well-deserved victory, things are about to get even more dangerous. What's Congresswoman Neuman's end goal? What's gonna happen to Ryan? And will Black Noir recover from his allergic reaction? That and more big questions coming your way right now. So clearly the biggest cliffhanger from the Season 2 finale is Congresswoman Neuman's little secret. Turns out she was the head popper, and now that we know she has these powers and isn't afraid to use them, what does that mean for Season 3? The big question is whether she's actually working for Vought and Stan Edgar. Kinda seems like it, right? She silenced opposition that threatened Vought throughout this whole season, and although she's been outspoken against Vought in public, all that's really done is provoke more anger and outrage from all sides. The interesting thing is how Newman's now mostly in charge of funding an official superhero regulation task force made to monitor soups. Although Mallory and the boys are probably thrilled that they can now operate mostly legally, it will definitely create a conflict if the boys are indirectly working for Vought. But I think that's why Newman and Vought have kept the boys alive for so long. They're a great asset to have in controlling soups and want the boys in their back pocket if things get out of hand. As Edgar said, Vought isn't a superhero company, it's a pharmaceutical company, and they need a team like the boys in order to continue to operate. No matter what though, we should have expected an evil turn from Newman. The character is based on Victor Newman in the comics, who is the Vice President of the United States. Although the character is a bit of an idiot, he still listens to whatever Vought says. At first, the boys' show seemed to be doing the opposite with Newman's character, but given from what we just saw, maybe Newman is working for Vought and will eventually have eyes on the White House. Moving away from politics, what's the Seven gonna be like in Season 3? From an outside perspective, things seem to be great, with Homelander publicly forgiving Starlight and welcoming A-Train back to the fold. Sorry, Deep. But we all know things are more fragile and dangerous than ever. Homelander was beaten by Queen Maeve, who used his desire to be loved against him. But a boxed-in Homelander is unpredictable. Homelander's clearly cracking, and given how we last saw him in Season 2, he's not too happy about being controlled and blackmailed. It's only a matter of time before he becomes completely unhinged. This puts Starlight and Queen Maeve in an incredibly dangerous position, as both have chosen to be back in the Seven and straight into the lion's mouth. But there are still a few openings on the superhero team. I assume Black Noir is going to recover and be back on the team shortly, but with Stormfront gone, who's going to pick up the slack? We know that Jensen Ackles has been cast as Soldier Boy for Season 3, but it's unclear how big his role is going to be. But I wouldn't be surprised if he joins the team. And although Stormfront is definitely off the team, the show made an interesting choice to not kill her off. But rather, Homelander says she's being kept in an undisclosed location. Does this mean there's still more to her story? One possibility is that they give Stormfront Lamplighter's comic arc. In the comics, Lamplighter's story is different, with Mallory killing him out of revenge for what happened to Mallory's grandchildren. But Lamplighter is resurrected using Compound V and becomes this brain-damaged, mindless zombie husk. Chances are that won't happen to Lamplighter on the show, but that actually makes a lot of sense for Stormfront. She was the first soup after all, so Vought would probably want to continue experimenting on her body, and that could end up turning her into an even scarier monster, but we'll just have to wait and see. But Stormfront's fate wasn't the biggest development in the Season 2 finale. In a shocking move, Ryan displayed his powers in a way that completely wiped out Stormfront, but also ended up killing Becca in the process. After that moment, it was clear why this season was so focused on the theme of fatherhood and the idea of what fathers can pass down to their children. With her dying breath, Becca made Butcher promise to keep Ryan safe and make sure that he knows her death wasn't his fault. And for a moment there, it looked like Butcher was going to break that promise immediately. Sure, the show is dark, but I didn't think we were about to see Butcher try to kill Ryan with that crowbar. But I think it's interesting that the only thing that seemed to stop Butcher from doing it was Homelander's arrival. It's kind of scary to think what would have happened if Homelander didn't show up. But it looks like Butcher is going to keep his promise to Becca throughout Season 3, but it's unclear how often Butcher will interact with Ryan going forward. As great as it would be for Ryan to hang out with Butcher and learn a whole lot of new curse words, Ryan does have to be protected. He's clearly a valuable asset and might be the only person who can take Homelander down when the time calls for it. What I found really fascinating is that it looks like Ryan is already more powerful than Homelander. Remember how Homelander lasered Stormfront in an earlier episode, but it didn't do that much damage? Well, Ryan's laser eyes completely destroyed Stormfront. Now, this may just be because Homelander was holding back, but it was still shocking to see how powerful Ryan was in that moment. Ryan might be the key to everything going forward, so Season 3 needs to answer where Ryan is being kept and how well he's being raised. Butcher may have rejected Ryan at first, but he'd certainly be a better father figure than Homelander, right? What do you think will happen in Season 3 of The Boys? Let us know in the comments your biggest theories for Season 3, and while you're there, be sure to hit that big subscribe button for more awesome The Boys content like this. Thanks for watching CBR. See you next time.